Hello, my name is Jacob Welch. I'm a student at the University of Mount Union. I am in Bio 215G, Evolutionary Biology, and today I'll be discussing the evolution of Old Order Amish and Roman Catholicism. The center of many people's lives is their religion. The most popular religions today are Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism, and Buddhism. According to the website Religion Check, Christianity is the largest religious community. It focuses on the birth, life, and death of Jesus Christ. Mark Fairchild states that there are various denominations of Christianity, some of which are more different than others. These contrasted denominations can be associated with areas they originate from, such as Greek Orthodox, Roman Catholic. Just like the evolution of species, the growth and divergence of religions will be dependent on the factors around them. As someone who attended a private Catholic school near an Amish population in rural New York, I know there must be a reason why these two Christian denominations were not so similar. Roman Catholicism dates back to the beginning of Christianity, according to Frassetto, and the followers have adapted in modern times. The Old Order Amish live an agrarian lifestyle in the 21st century. Roman Catholics and Amish have different cultural education, church, and economic traits. Mechanisms of evolution can be applied to cultures such as these religious ones. Mutation, genetic drift, and natural selection show up throughout the history of Christianity to explain why there are different denominations. Many unique characteristics of religious culture can be explained with natural selection. Traits that provide the culture an advantage were selected for, while the less advantageous traits were selected against. Mutation is an alteration in a nucleotide sequence that codes for specific genes. Some genetic mutations have no effect on the organism at all, and some may result in different traits. Genetic drift is a change in frequency of an existing gene already in a population. Natural selection is a process where organisms with favorable traits survive and pass those traits on to their offspring, while organisms with non-favorable traits do not survive and reproduce. Traits that are favorable are selected by the environment, while traits that do not provide an advantage in the environment are not. By understanding the background and differences in cultural traits of Roman Catholicism and Older Amish, connection can be drawn between cultural evolution and the reason for the contrast between the two denominations. Roman Catholicism was the first facet of Christianity. Similar to speciation, the succeeding branches stem from the Roman Catholics. A speciation event is a moment where evolutionary lineage diverges. During the first century in Judea, Christianity was born based on the beliefs and teaching of Jesus Christ, according to Fairchild. Christianity spread through migration, facing selections as different cultures added their own twists. This could be due to transmission bias. Transmission bias is when some cultural variants are favored over others during cultural fusion, says Crenzia. Hahn claims that Roman Catholics and Older Amish were the same until the 16th century. A group known as Anabaptists broke away from the church and later became Mennonites. Mennonites were persecuted and remaining followers were strong-willed. They took their faith seriously, which can be seen as cultural and natural selection. Less devout members were selected against. Mennonites began to live in rural cities to avoid persecution and build their religion. This resulted in a lack of random mating. Mennonite males were the only available mates for Mennonite females. According to DeHaan, the Old Order Amish arose when a specific Mennonite leader, Jacob Amand, wanted to shun a woman who had lied. As a result, Amand was the one who was shunned from the Mennonite. Mennonite who preferred his strict ideas of religion became his followers in what is now known as Amish. These new Amish also had an absence of random mating. The Roman Catholics also experienced their fair share of natural selection. Each speciation event resulted in a new facet of Christianity, which caused the Catholic Church to change. Prestige bias could explain how new religions can grow and become prevalent. Prestige bias is a tendency for a new practice to take hold, claims Crenzia, which can be seen in the commitments to the Pope versus religious figureheads. There are quite a few differences between Old Order Amish and the Roman Catholics. The structure of their church vary in many ways. The Amish do not have a physical church, but instead rotate hosting church at their homes every other weekend. The leader of the church is their bishop. Each community of Amish have a different set of rules based on their bishop. In contrast, the head of the church for the Catholics is in the Vatican City. The Pope is the leader, and they all follow the same set of guidelines. One of the biggest variances is their views on technology. The Amish use a minimal amount of technology, but there is no restriction of technology use in Roman Catholicism. Printers say that the Amish do not use electric to prevent having connection with the world of sinners. They also avoid motorized vehicles so they won't stray far from home. Roman Catholicism and Older Amish have different ideas and visions concerning education. Both denominations have their own private schools, but some followers still enroll their children in public institutions. A typical Amish child only attends school until the 8th grade because Amish value instilling hard-working morals in their children. Amish are expected to learn a trade to make a living. On the other hand, Roman Catholics value education. In their opinion, education forms a person. Catholics are encouraged to not only complete high school, but pursue a degree from university. Roman Catholicism and Older Amish, two of the many branches of Christianity. both starting at the same point but growing and evolving into two distinct religions we see today. Mechanisms for cultural evolution, aspects of evolution, and aspects of culture and transmission can be used to explain the reasoning for the vastly different cultures. Events throughout history changed the environment that these cultures were trying to survive in. These events selected for certain aspects of culture. In addition, bias can be used to understand cultural shifts. It is with the understanding of mechanisms of evolution and natural selection that the difference in culture of two branches of the same religion can be explained. These are my references. Thank you for listening.